have both teams finally leaving the plane on the northern and southern side. It looks like Team Kazakhstan is opting for a western side of the map, or rather eastern side of the map, and it's going to be on the west for Ukraine as they seek to establish a foothold amongst Pachinki, probably Georgiapol, Gatka, and Pomorsk as primary locations for loot. And it looks like Kazakhstan's actually going straight for a military base here at the south with at least eight people looking to pretty much strip mine as much utility as they can from military base. So let's take a closer look as these teams actually land at military base, the buildings load in, and we get to see some excellent looting as quick as possible as we wait for the first circle to pop here, and each team is slowly falling. It looks like we have a bit of a technical issue here with the pictures of the flags. They don't appear to be the correct flags for each respective country. So let me make sure if I can turn that off very quickly. So apologize as I have a little bit of a technical issue here. I'm going to do my best to try and turn off these flags. Unfortunately, it seems that we have a little bit of an error with the two teams. It appears the Russian flag is appearing over the Ukrainian team, and the other flag here is for Kazakhstan, I believe, which is on the opposite team. So a little bit of an error there. I'll see if I can have those flags removed, so excuse those for now. We will have that corrected in the next round, but we're going to continue on here. We have a northern circle shift, and it looks like we've got some early rotation by Team Kazakhstan. All right, now both teams are looting up. We're getting some basic, standard loot rotations going on here as both teams just seek to loot up as quick as possible. We're going to try and reduce the settings so these buildings load in a little quicker. Apologies, just a couple of technical issues as we get started here, but we're going to make sure that everything runs smoothly throughout the rest of the day, and we will get to enjoy the action quite shortly. Now here we have the team looting up, taking their time, looking to essentially maintain a stronger position as we move on to this round one. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a little bit confusing with the mishap on the UI, but we will try and fix that for next round and move on stronger. But for now, we just have a basic amount of looting. We'll keep the map open as I try and troubleshoot this very quickly for us. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it seems we've got some confusion going on with the Ukrainian team accidentally having the wrong flag, as well as the Kazakhstan team also having the wrong flag. So we're just gonna have to bear with that issue for now. We'll leave the flags up. I'm sure they'll be quite confusing, but we'll try and charge forward here, as we do have Ukraine on the red team bearing the incorrect flag of Kazakhstan, and we also have Kazakhstan bearing the Russian flag in team blue. So keep in mind, Kazakhstan is blue and Ukraine is red, and we're going to actually get back into the casting, back to the action. We're going to focus now, and going forward, let's see if we can actually catch some of these rotations. As look at this, Hobbititz is actually going to take out Stark. That seems to be the third oopsies we've had today with vehicle rotations. These guys are hopping out of vehicles too quickly, and it looks like they're going to have to adjust their patience levels as they rotate throughout the northern Georgia Pool area. And here we actually finally see some rotations going on by Team Kazakhstan over on the eastern side as they leave military base, as the circle is starting to close now, and it's going to be key for them to get a good position in this northern circle. About a third of the map is in the water, and so let's take a closer look as these teams do rotate out of the eastern side of the map, heading north. They're going to cut into the center of the circle, probably shooting for the shooting range, Severny, and general mountain areas that offer a little bit of a strategic cover. Now, the key part here is how this next circle is going to shift, but it looks like Team Ukraine is taking the initiative here, taking these bridges, making sure they're locked down, preventing any sort of route for the other team to essentially make their way to the center of the circle. The more they can isolate certain paths, clear these zones, make sure that no one's coming this way, the easier time they will have maintaining that center zone control as we move into the next circle. So we are looking at a 31v31 situation. One team member on each teams might have timed out, but we're at a flat, even scale as we move into the middle of this match, and the circle begins to close down and force these teams to actually get into some conflict. But actually, we have the circle doing quite a bit of damage on the Kazakhstan side. They're making their way north, but with such a long rotation, they're going to have to burn quite a bit of utility. Painkillers and energy drinks are going to fly on at least 20 of their team members, it appears. And so that's going to put them at a slight disadvantage, as they're going to need to loot up Severny and shooting range to replenish that lost supply. And if you take a look back at the other Ukrainian team, they're actually having a great time just looting up Georgia Pool, stacking up as many resources as possible, and taking the initiative on some of the prime compounds that are located in the central areas of this map. And so finally we see the Kazakhstan team making its way into Severny, and we have the next circle shift. Severny still playing a factor here, but it looks like once again the Ukrainian team has that central position in this next circle, and they have the advantage when it comes to the rotations. That still we find the Kazakhstan team rotating, healing up, having to pop meds as much as they can just to get in the circle and survive. It's not looking too good for them in this early stage of the game. No gunshot, no bullets have been fired, but here we are. Tons of damage already taken by the Kazakhstan side. And here they are rotating in a bit of a cluster of vehicles, making sure that they have a clear path, with Sato actually doing some early scouting with one of the faster vehicles in this game. The motorcycle can reach top speeds of over 130 miles per hour, I believe. So it makes it tough as a small vehicle to get sniper shots on them. And so that's the person you want leading in the front and scouting out the areas as you seek to rotate. But what's this? We might have a bit of a conflict as two team members of Team Kazakhstan come upon Moonlight. Let's see if they engage. Moonlight utilizing this brow of the hill to his advantage, peeking back and forth. He's got a Car 98. He's looking for that headshot. Let's see if he can make something happen. just posturing at this point. It looks like the two team members of Kazakhstan are seeking to fall back, but we also have another team member of Kazakhstan bringing up the rear in another vehicle. It's going to be interesting to see if any engagements actually fire off at this early stage of the game. We see a lot of movement going on. No shots actually being fired, just a lot of posturing, a lot of scouting, not too much going on at this moment. We do have a care package that was called in by Team Ukraine. Remember that the UI is incorrect. When we look at red, we are looking at Team Ukraine. I know it says Kazakhstan, but that is an incorrect error on my part that will be corrected for next round. So try and ignore the UI for now, but we'll keep in mind Ukraine is red and Kazakhstan is blue. And we actually have our first down of the game. Over in the center part of the map, Paint Sound looks like he's going to be bleeding out. The smokes have come down. Hobbits is actually getting another down on Sado. We're kicking things off early here with a down on each side, and it looks like Hobbits is going to get finished off by his own teammate. Amadaru actually making a huge mistake bringing down his own teammate. But it looks like it was just an accidental down once again, as they were able to get him up and he wasn't finished off. And now we have Hobbitses going down from Telda. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but we have quite a bit of error going on either on the UI side or just the general teammates seem to be taking each other out. Now we have battle lines forming in the center of the map here with a wide flank over the brow of this hill on the lower side that the Kazakhstan team is trying to maintain. And so let's turn off those pesky flags, as they seem to be quite confusing at this stage of the game. But we have a care package now called by the Kazakhstan side of this match. So both teams, each equally having one flare gun at this stage of the game, they are going to be able to gear up with those advanced weapons and see if they can do a bit more damage. We've got SDA with a nice SLR here taking a shot from that compound held down by the Ukrainian team. And now we actually have Team Ukraine taking some shots on somebody who's trapped in this shed. And it's going to be a little bit of a rough transition for Perfect 1KS as he finds himself stuck in there. But it looks like he has a vehicle that took him by his side, and they will be able to retreat from that shack and have plenty of cover, as the next circle is going to start shifting soon. With another minute left to go in this round, it's going to be really key to see what happens as the next circle shifts and where the battle lines will be formed. Remember, in these 32v32 situations, it is all about center map control, funneling the enemy to the area out in the open at a certain key point, and the slaughter will essentially begin as the zone closes everyone down closer and closer to each other, so that the open fields do become a major factor. So both teams looking to hold on to their vehicles, not lose too much health or anybody in a stray conflict, and see what they can do. And we actually have somebody on the Kazakhstan side over here, Feno, actually looking to do a little bit of an outside flank and do some scouting, create a little bit of a thorn in the side for the Ukrainian team, as they do have the high ground on this hillside. But it looks like as the circle gets ready to shift, they might not have that hillside be in such a strategical position with the next circle. So let's see what happens. We actually have Nesqui, the general of Kazakhstan taking a little bit of damage there. And here we have the next circle's finally shifted. It looks like it's going to be an eastern shift with the disadvantage going to Team Kazakhstan. Look at these vehicles shifting. It's going to be a massive rotation from both teams as they seek to maintain that center advantage. And with this new shift, it's looking very good for the blue team and quite bad for the other team, relegated to the outside of this circle. I think at this point, I'm just going to refer to the teams as blue and red because with all these icons reversed and all the UI mixed up, it's going to be very tough. So here we have Team Red actually on a southern side here looking to take out Team Blue. Engagements are going to start happening. They have at least 8 people stacked up in this complex. Things are going to start firing off really soon here as there's not going to be too much more cover left in the next zone phase shift. So we are sitting in phase 4, 1 minute and 20 seconds before the next shift, and we're going to finally get some action as True Sweet's going to take some shots from just one, and that's going to be one of the first downs, and they're probably going to get the flush on that as well. But over on the other side, things are popping off as we have True Sweet going down, Happy going down. It's going to be a rough time as these two teams finally decide this is the lines of battle. These are the trenches. This is where it's going to happen. R4I going down, and here we go. We've got nades flying left and right. That's going to be another grenade flying towards him, and he's going to bleed out even with the smokes happening. And Ubidvindand are actually getting taken down as well by some gunshots, and the nades are going to fly over as they look to flush him with no problem at all. We're sitting in a 28 v 29 situation. Red team still with the advantage. Amadou taking Ubivander actually down for the flush, so that's going to be even more advantage for them as this lines of battle form. Smoke grenades are being popped. We're going to see a lot of gunshots going back and forth. Let's take a closer look. And now we have Solid Nemo, GW, Mr. Shaman popping off over on this hillside, taking some people out. Blue, even with their superior zone position, is actually taking a lot of losses. And it seems they're going to pull back from this engagement, try and take the center position, and see if they can get some more flanks on the other side. And here we have Adel actually getting a lot of shots on the blue team, trying to create as much damage as he can. He has a good flanking position, but they're going to have to rotate pretty soon with another 10 seconds before the zone shifts. Once again, we're going to see a lot of action going down on this southern hillside. And Solid Nemo actually taking down Perfect 1KS. He does have this rock here for cover, so we're going to see if his teammates are able to get him up. A smoke should come soon. Sando's looking to get the res on his teammate. He's going to be there for them as they try and not lose too many teammates, as this next zone shift is going to be the most key. As we look to another shift, the zone will be closing slowly, constricting some of these blue team members outside of the zone. And that's Orange Snow actually taking down Adel, we'll just call him Adel. And then we also have Pain Sound going down. Orange Snow getting the flush on Adel. A6 going down. Kills are being traded left and right. Let's take an aerial view. Let's see how we can see the battle lines progressing, as it looks like we have a blue push from the western flank that is going to be causing quite a bit of damage. As you can see, at least one individual down here. Neskwi, that is the Kazakhstan general. He is down. We have shots being traded left and right. The lines are closing in on each other. It looks to be an even split at this moment, but we see 24 v 21. It looks like the blue team is taking the initiative at this point. Oh, we didn't have the game sound on. I apologize, everyone. But let's get into the action. We still have the blue team taking the superior position in the center of the zone. Red team is completely outmatched in their position. They are doing their best to get as many downs. It's key for them to put a strong offensive movement on right now, because they are closed off. They don't have the vehicle access they used to. They are just relying on their sniper skills at this point. So let's take a closer look as we see Maxim taking quite a bit of fire from Orange Snow. He's got the Kar 98, he's got some ammo, but he is gonna have to pull back. There's a minute and 40 left, and that's gonna be another down on Keen, and just one is also down, sitting here behind a rock in safe position, but it doesn't look like anyone's gonna be able to get him up. So that's gonna be another red team member down. Keen going down with the flush by Perfect. Now we've got Leo actually taking some damage as well. Kazakhstan's not looking good in this position. As now we have 22 v 12 left. It's looking worse and worse for Kazakhstan as Ukraine is making their way further up into the southern position. They're taking the initiative. They're looking to wipe them out. It is just gunshots left and right as they are moving in. That is 20 kills at this point. 8 left. It is just going down. Everybody's just pushing forward. It's not looking good for the team, and that is Kazakhstan eliminated. So congratulations, Team Ukraine, for your victory. I apologize for the mishap with the flag swap.